there was somebody sitting in a car or vehicle who I thought was Mr. Burns, but he disappeared and hasn't come back. I don't, unless that was the mother, but I thought I saw her in a different. She hasn't been on
Oh,
the camera except the one person.
the person in the car, the only one that I saw was Ms. Henley Parks, Your Honor.
Oh, was
So
that who that was? Okay. She just monitoring. She's not going to testify.
no, she's the supervisor for Mr. Moore.
Ms. Johnson, I need you to turn your camera on, please, so you can participate in the hearing. Ms. Johnson, do you, I can't see you. It's the lighting is such that if you could, it's not really a lot of glare behind you, but I just can't see you. It's just, um, is there an overhead light you can turn on or something so that we can see you? I can see your nose, and that's it, and that's barely.
No.
Are you able to get any more light? Can you turn your mic on so I can hear you? I think I saw you nod no, but I just,
That's it now.
well, you were muted, so I couldn't hear you. A dependency case that's been with the court since November of 23 and is on for a 30-day case plan and final disposition. DFAX is here with that. We're doing the hearing virtually using Zoom. DFAX is here with their attorney, Mr. Scrivonic, the case manager, Mr. Moore. A couple of his supervisors are monitoring the case. We have a couple of CASA volunteers who are also observing as part of their training regimen. Ms. Crane is the attorney appointed for the mother. The mother, Anisha Johnson, is here, and the appointed attorney and guardian ad litem for the minor children, um, who are 2 and 5. Miss Schrock is here. Did you waive the presence of the children, Miss Schrock?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right. Let me. I'm sorry, Mr.
Yes.
You're muted again. There you go. Thank you. All right, Mr. Skowronek. Oh, go
Your
ahead.
Honor, the department has prepared proposed reunification case plans for the mother and also for the putative father of the children, Mr. Christopher Burns, who is not present today. Um, the I don't know that Mr. Moore has been able to review that with Ms. Johnson. I don't believe she's signed it. And I don't know that he's been able to review it with Mr. Burns either. So, Mr. Moore, can you tell me, have you had a chance to review the case plans with either or both of the parents?
I sent Ms. Johnson a copy of the case plan, and I also had a discussion with Mr. Burns and sent him a copy of the case plan.
Okay. And have you received any response from either Ms. Johnson or Mr. Burns from those case plans that you had sent to them?
Mr. Burns had said that he's willing to comply with the case plan as far as he can and do what he needs to do. And Ms. Johnson responded to the email I sent her with a LMAFO.
I'm
Say
sorry.
that again.
She responded with LMFAO.
LMFAO.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what that means.
Oh my god, I can't. I can't believe. Oh, are they really going to tell him? What are they going to tell him? Are they going to abbreviate it? Sorry for the interruption, but this is just too funny.
Ms. Johnson? I don't know what that means.
Oh, you don't
Your
know?
Honor,
Okay. I don't.
Your Honor, do you want to know what that means?
I know what it means too.
Well,
Do you want to know what that means?
yes, I do.
It means laughing my ass off.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that what it meant, Miss Johnson?
I'll see you on the call. I don't see you in the waiting room.
Mom just dropped off. Well,
While we're waiting, Your Honor, I did want to ask one question of the court. I know when we were in court back on the 18th of December, the court had given Mr. Burns until I believe it was the 2nd of January to apply for court-appointed counsel. Did he ever do that?
No, not to my knowledge. There's nothing, usually when they do that, they put it on the front of the file and put it in my cubby for me to deal with, and I don't have anything here. I don't see anything in the index of any pleadings where I would have granted it or ruled on it one way or the other. I do not see anything in the file at any section of the file, the notes and the correspondence, and there's not anything. So I think I'm fairly safe in replying, no, he has not.
Okay.
He may have taken steps in that era, but he didn't get to the finish line. Somebody named Tanya Vaughn is in the waiting room. Do you know who that is? Anybody know who Tanya Vaughn is?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. It's one of my CASA volunteers.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And I have another one. She said she's just spinning. So if she ever gets through, she'll join too. Her name is Latrice Thomas.
She needs to get home from the gym and quit spinning and get because and Mom is back in the waiting room. All right, Ms. Johnson, we lost you. Now you're back. All right. Ms. Johnson, did you go over the case plan that Mr. Moore had sent to you? Ms. Johnson? Did you go over the case plan that was sent to you by Mr. Moore?
Yes, I.
All right. Do you have any objections to any of the requirements that are in that case plan?
The end date is May, so it's going to take until May to do case plan.
Well, quite honestly, most people take longer than that, but I get that's what he's projecting based on if you get the things done. But I don't have too many parents get through their case plans, but every case plan is different. Did you see anything in there that you can't do or you don't think you should have to do?
I didn't read the whole thing.
You didn't read the whole thing?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, that's why I make them give it to you in advance so you can read it before we get here. Do you have a place to live yet?
No.
Okay. Well, see, there's no way to know how long that's going to take. I would like, some people, their financial circumstances are pretty dire and they try, but they can't get it done yet. So we're not trying to put too much pressure on you, but we have to, we want to give you some reasonable goals and what are you doing about your mental health? Do you have a counselor that you see regularly?
No, I'm fine.
You're going?
I said no, I'm fine.
I'm sorry, I heard no, but I didn't hear what came after no.
I'm
You
fine.
said no, I'm fine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It just clicked with me what that was. Thank you. Are you supposed to be taking any mental health medications?
No.
Because you've quit taking them or the doctor told you to quit taking them?
They didn't prescribe any. So
They've never prescribed any.
I didn't say never. I said they didn't.
Okay. Well, I thought that was part of what you were supposed to do with assessments is determine what drugs you needed to go back on if you'd gone off all of them. Did you go get an assessment and somebody said, no, Ms. Johnson, you don't need to be on
I
any
took a few of
medication?
them,
Ma'am,
actually.
you did what?
I took some of them. I thought they
took-
would have the results.
You took some assessments?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mr. Moore, did she take an assessment about psychiatric need for medication?
She hasn't
No,
taken
what?
psychiatric, she took a psychological.
Okay. Did it recommend a psychiatric?
Yes.
Has she had that?
No, sir.
Why not?
We have referred her for some assessments. She just took some over the weekend for real and fitness and domestic violence assessment. We referred her for a competency evaluation. She won't go to the office to do that one, and they're not going to do a psychiatric virtual. And she just basically told me she's not going to go to anybody's office.
Ms. Johnson, why won't you go to a doctor's office?
The one they want me to go to is too far. I'm not.
How far? Where is it?
It's in Atlanta.
Well, they don't have a lot of people to pick from. Do you have transportation?
Mm-mm.
Well, if they provided the transportation, would you go?
If I may say something, Judge Bartles, I offered transportation when we discussed the assessments. The last time I talked to her about transporting her, she said that a case manager offered to transport her.
I can't hear you. You said the last time you talked to her about transportation, and then I lost you.
She said it was weird that we offered to transport her.
Well, Ms. Johnson, how else would we get any of this done if you're without a place to live and you don't have any transportation and we need you to do some things so we can help you? Why is it weird that we would be offering to get you to the doctor's appointment? I don't understand why that's weird. Do you know why it's weird? Well, whether it's weird or not, I don't know of any reason why, if you have transportation assistance from the department, why you can't make these assessments. We can't help you reunite with your kids if we don't have all this information. We don't just make this stuff up to hassle you. This is stuff that we need to help you. So are you telling me that if they provide you transportation, you're still refusing to go see the doctor?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay. So he can set you up for an appointment and arrange transportation, and you'll go get the assessment and you'll cooperate and answer the questions they ask you, and so that they can tell us how, if there's anything else we need to do to help you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Good. Did you have any other questions or concerns about what was in the case plan that you, at the time you said you hadn't finished reading?
No.
All right. We appointed you a lawyer, Ms. Crane, who's been with you at several hearings in the case. You had told her you did not want her anymore, but I told her to be here anyway because you need a lawyer. I can't make people have lawyers, and if you insist, but we don't have another appointed lawyer to assign to you, so that's the lawyer we need you to work with. Can you work with her? I mean, if you've got your own lawyer, that's fine, but somebody who doesn't have their own place to live yet, I'm kind of doubtful that you're able to pay a lawyer up front to come start representing you as private counsel. And every parent in these cases needs a lawyer to talk about things about. They may not always tell you what you want to know or want to hear, but they're the ones who have years of experience doing these kind of cases and can be very valuable to you. Sometimes hearing what you may not want to hear is helpful. And I don't know what y'all have talked about. It's not any of my business other than that you've talked about your case and about what you can and can't expect. So do you want to continue to use her, or you want to hoof it on your own, which is a mistake?
Yeah, that's fine. And
Man?
my phone's dying.
Okay. That's one of the things you learn about being in court on Zoom is you need to keep your phone charged so you don't drop off. We've had a couple of people over the years drop off and disappear because their phone died. So do you want to keep your lawyer or not?
Yeah, I'll keep her. It's
Okay,
like,
thank you.
okay. Yeah,
All right. There's somebody named Miss Devoto. There's a Latrice Thomas. Is she one of yours?
She's the one, and I'm sorry, I sent her the wrong link, so she was trying to get into the wrong hearing.
That's fine. It's just I didn't have her on my list, so I thought maybe she was an imposter or something. But she's
No,
legit. Okay,
yes, she's legit.
I'm gonna let her in, and I'm gonna give her the third degree. So
Oh no, please don't do that.
Oh, have you ever heard of bad third degree that I gave? You're gonna take the fifth, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I think I did let her in. Miss Thomas, we have been waiting forever for you. What happened?
I told him it was my I told him it was my mistake.
No, I told her I was going to hassle you.
How are you this today?
I'd made myself a liar if I didn't hassle you a little bit. Thank you for coming. All right.
Happy to be here to help.
Thanks. All right, Miss Johnson, did you need today to talk to your lawyer about anything before we go any further?
No.
Okay. Does anybody have any additional evidence they want to submit on the issue of final disposition other than what the court already received at the first hearing, upon which it will utilize and adopt, in addition to anything else anybody offers today?
No, sir. The department contends the children remain dependent. There's been no substantial change in their status as dependent children since they were taken into care.
Anything further?
No, sir.
No, Your Honor.
All right. The temporary disposition following the adjudicatory hearing will be made the final disposition, subject to the inclusion of the case plans that have been prepared by the department that appear appropriate and address the needs of the parents, and they're approved and made the order of the court. Willful failure to comply with any provision of a court-ordered reunification case plan can be grounds to hold a parent in contempt for violating a court order, and it can constitute grounds for failure to complete a case plan could result in part of the evidence used to support a termination of parental rights claim, which is not pending now and hopefully will never be pending. All right, so I've approved the case plans. And Ms. Johnson, I cannot stress to you enough is Mr. Moore is there he works for the department, but he's there to help you. And if you need help with transportation, I'm not saying he can stop what he's doing and send somebody over there with 5 minutes notice. I can just about guarantee you he can't. But he can help you get to these appointments. Now, what happens on the downside is if he tries to help you and you say you need help and he sends a transporter to come pick you up and you're not there or you miss him, then what happens is these transporters won't venture back out. So don't do that. Do your best to cooperate and go to finish up these assessments so we can figure out how else we can help you get stable. I think if we make sure that you're stable emotionally, that will improve your chances of, are you drawing disability? Ms. Johnson?
No.
Okay, and right now you don't have any source of income, right?
I do actually.
You do? What are you doing now?
I thought I gave that to,
You may have given it
is
to
that
me
something? What's
twice,
the point of having a
Ms.
lawyer?
Johnson. I'm sorry, my memory is not the best, and I've probably seen 100 people since I asked you that question last time, if I asked you last time. So bear with me and pretend I hadn't asked you. Can you tell me what you're doing for income now?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it gets awfully hard to get housing when you don't have any income. So
Right.
we want to help you get on your feet, get stable, so you can get employment, so you can get a source of income, and he can help you explore. There are very few programs here in Henry County that offer free housing for anybody. There are some domestic violence shelters that I assume y'all have already looked into that. Have you, Mr. Moore?
Looked into housing for her.
Did you look into domestic violence shelter or any type of housing that she would not have to pay for? because she has no income, she says.
Well, I just found out she didn't have housing last week because at the last court hearing she was living with a family friend. So
Okay.
she just told me, I want to say it was last week Thursday, that she didn't have housing at this time.
Okay. Well, that was one of the indicators of dependency at the very beginning, was homelessness. And I'm glad she found a place temporarily. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but we need to stay on that and get her stable, so we can get the rest of this case plan worked so she can reunite with her kids sooner than later.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Schrock, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Anything to add in terms of the court's consideration for final disposition?
No, Mr. Skoranek, he sent those case plans to me and I was able to review them, and I'm in agreement with the case plans as proposed by the department and have no objection to the court approving them.
All right. So you can take an order that I've ruled already and circulate it to the council. And Ms. Johnson, you're gonna get tired of seeing me. I tell a lot of people that at the get-go, but we're coming back in February on the 12th. We're coming back for 75-day review to see where we are on the case plan. So stay in close contact with Mr. Moore. If he leaves you a message, please call him back. Mr. Moore, if she leaves you a message, please call her back. And let's think positive that we're going to have some substantial progress when we come back for the 75-day review. All right. And Mr. Moore, let me ask you while I've got you, I don't see a relative search report in the court's file. I also have to say, I don't see my usual order directing it, although the law requires it whether I order it or not. I just have always done it. But you needed a case report on relative search efforts a month ago. It would have been due about around December the 20th. Would you get it in so that we can discuss that at the 75-day? I like to discuss it at the 30-day, but the statute contemplates it being reviewed at the 75-day.
I can bring it up to the court. I'm on my way up for in a minute.
Don't go out of your way. If you're over here, that's fine, but be sure to send it. Well, I will send it to everybody, whether you do or not. So we'll be ready to review that at the hearing on February the 12th. Ms. Johnson, that hearing is on Zoom on the 12th at 10 o'clock. Okay?
Okay.
Be sure to get your phone charged that morning so you don't risk running out of juice, okay?
Okay.
All right. If there's nothing further, we'll be adjourned.
Your Honor, I'm going to be leaving my office and heading over for the preliminary hearing that I've got at 4 o'clock.
You better be on time.
I'm going to try.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way also, Your Honor.
All right. Thank y'all.